a loving person.
And with that, we're live.
What's up, motherfuckers? We are here. It is Tuesday. I'm here with three beautiful women. I don't want to assume your genders, but I assume. So I'm here with, of course, the great and glorious, the golden smog that we call Mr. Wheezy. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? I'm checking myself now. Jesus.
Daddy's had a good night so far. And then of course, Mr. Johnny, J5 Toys, free shipping.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
I was gonna say that's my purse. Oh shit!
That's my purse.
Psycho, what's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
Hugo Strange. So, guys, welcome. Thank you for joining as always tonight. It's always a good time. Peoples, I see you joining little by little into the chats, or excuse me, into the pages. I think it says 3, but I don't see anybody. But I don't know, whatever. So we'll give you a couple minutes to get on board and get rocking. It's been a minute. It feels like a minute actually since we got together, but it's only been a week, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I feel so detached when I'm not a collector's. But I can't help that. Rebel Girl and I had a really good weekend. So,
whatever. I guess women are more important than friends.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys put out more, then I'd hang out with you. But
wow,
was that too much? That's too much.
If you bought a bitch a meal first,
I'm just saying. You give us some chicken nuggies, man. I'll be putting out.
So. You guys want to see something? I guess while we're waiting for folks.
But then you're not going to be at Collectors next week either.
So that I can help, and you are correct.
The book, by the way, I'm done writing everything, so now I'm just working on illustrations. So this is kind of one I was working on earlier.
That's cool.
I always forget that you were a tattoo artist, and you can draw and stuff. I mean, not well, but I always remember that, like, you were.
You just drew your logo, but yeah, just forget about him.
You only drew everything that has to do with Grub Sport, but you can't draw. I mean, come on. No, that's really cool. But that looks like the start.
That logo looks good on that cardboard cutout.
Huh?
The logo looks good on that cardboard cutout.
Oh, it looks fucking phenomenal. But what you just drew looks like the start of like a sitcom for Roger from American Dad.
I mean, to me, it looked more like that alien head that was super popular in the 90s, right? You would see it everywhere, those stupid stickers and everything. It was like that kind of shape.
Well, they were on South Park and they went moo, 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 moo.
I was trying to send out all the links and stuff. Johnny, I missed what you drew. Mm-hmm. I missed whatever it was you drew. I was walking the fish tank. Can you? That's funny. No, that alien does look familiar, but it's not what I'm picturing Psycho is talking about. But the alien looks familiar as all hell though.
It's awesome.
So it's just a gray alien.
Well, so I get that. But just that specific face looks very familiar to me. Like I can't place it though.
You should You should draw a poster behind him that says, "I don't want to believe."
Oh my god!
I'm gonna look real quick and see. Draw one with Bigfoot that says, "I do believe."
I'm real quick before we get in. We don't have any chatters, so I'm sharing right now.
Speaking of which, are you guys following that Kickstarter for Unparalleled Universe?
No, which one?
Didn't hear
so
that.
There's two new ones of the kind of his Bigfoot series that he's got going on. He's got like the soldier, and he's got like a gunslinger, kind of like a Western vibe. They look really cool.
Yeah, I've opted to wait until he eventually releases the slasher version that has like the orange jumpsuit and the Jason type mask. I'm just gonna wait for that to eventually pop up. If he does decide to make it like one of the add-ons, I'll be pissed because I don't have to buy something I don't want to get that version. But we'll see.
If it's something like it becomes a stretch goal, but it makes it, you can just get that at that point.
Good to know. I'll keep an eye out for that then.
Whatever happened to our shit from what do you call it? Like Gordy and all that stuff. I can't think of it right now. The Cursed Dead.
So
Are you not?
with that,
You're not following the
we're
updates?
waiting.
I
Huh?
guess I'm not getting them. I was just the other day. I was just like, man, I forgot about those.
I haven't gotten a single update from them, but I've seen like on their Instagrams and stuff, and they were supposed to be soon putting up the last 2 figures of the wave available for order, and then at the same time they're going to put up the other characters in case for people who couldn't buy in originally or couldn't get them all the first time around at the original price as well. So they're going to be doing that relatively soon, within the next, I assume, couple months.
That's weird. So we're still probably a year from seeing a figure then.
I would say we're probably at least a good at least 6 months out from that.
And we've already been. We talked to them what, last October?
Yeah, and my assumption, this is completely an assumption, is that I think they probably slowed down a little bit just due to the tariffs and just kind of taking it, a little slower to see how that like kind of smooths out a little bit before they start having to put a lot more money in that they weren't originally financed for,
No, that makes sense, man. Oh. Well, we love her too. Where the fuck is Nicole, dude? She hasn't said shit in like 3 months. You got her propped up somewhere? Did you guys like fill her full of stuffing or something? Just leave her? Like, what happened?
He stuffs her.
Ugh, God. All right, moving on. Whoo. All right, so real quick, just a couple things, man. I want to plug for this weekend, giggity. So Johnny and I are going to RetroCon. Very excited, Weezy. I wish you were going. It looks really freaking cool. Everything we've seen, the correspondence, the advertising. Saw a dude today, and I shared it. He's got a obnoxious Transformers collection he's bringing that I'm just like, oh my God, man. It's going to be epic. Super excited about that. Guy like G1
go broke.
Dude, I don't know. I'm going to make money. In my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to come home with like college debt. Like, it's crazy, dude. He's got G1s. I mean, he posted a picture of the Fort Max that I have, the Takara one. He's got freaking Beast Wars, Robots in the Sky. I mean, you name it, the guy's got it.
Did you see the Jetfire he has?
Yeah, I saw it. I don't need you to bring it up. It's in a case.
No, it looks pretty clean.
It looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did like the foam cutouts and he put it in a like a frame. Really cool piece.
Like a shadow box or something.
Yeah. But he's got so much cool stuff, and I'm just like, man, this guy's gonna be a heavy hitter. He's gonna make fucking bank. There's no way people are not gonna be tearing him apart at his booth if he's bringing that. And he said like 400 plus Transformers. So that dude's bringing fire. He's gonna go home with 30, 40 grand all day. I mean, there's no way he's not.
Speaking of course, I mean, we got some G1 Transformer stuff we're bringing too.
And I was gonna say, so Johnny's bringing some fire. I know for sure. We've got
2 Optimuses. We got a Megatron, Jetfire. So all those, yeah.
We're gonna be bringing graded turtles coming out of our ass.
Oh yeah,
I got turtles for days that are graded.
Ass
some
turtles.
Nice heavy hitters. What'd you say?
Ass turtles.
Ass turtles. Got some real heavy hitters coming. Do you have a G1? I still have one G1 Jetfire. It's 700 beans, but I'm telling you right now, it's worth every $700 that it is. It is minty, minty, minty white. And aside from being a sealed case, you're not going to find a whiter Jetfire. Unless, he's divorced and driving a minivan. But it's a white-ass Jetfire. It looks really good. And we're bringing some nice pieces. I'm bringing the life-size Deadpool to sell, bringing the Cat Slayer. If I could bring the freaking Terradrome, I would. But we're going to be loading, fat, and happy. And hopefully it's a great show. Look forward to doing it. Ryan, from what I understand, puts on a good show. Seems like a great guy. I never met him. I'm very excited to meet him and get to see his shop for even a second. And just looking forward to the weekend, man. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a lot of driving. Gonna be tired as hell. Rebel Girl's going with, and she gets to be a passenger princess and sleep it off on the way up there. But I'll be having a drink Friday night. I can fucking assure you of that.
Where is it?
South Carolina, Greensville.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a no.
So Friday, by the way, Friday night it's gonna be the lobby swap. So as soon as we get there, we're gonna start loading up and getting our table there ready.
You know, Johnny, I'm gonna say this because when people say things, I have a tendency to say like, in this case, like, "Oh, your mother's a lobby swap," but your mother's a very nice woman. And I can't say that about her, and I blame you for that for some reason. Just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, that and plus we're Latin. Like you'd have multiple people stabbing you at once.
I mean, I've already got the knife. I'm ready for that. I'm not worried. But your mother's a very nice lady, so I would never say anything bad about her because she's amazing.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, should be a good show. But go ahead.
What kind of Beast Wars stuff did the guy say he was bringing?
So
your mom.
I just read Beast Wars. What he specifically is bringing, I don't know. But based on the pictures, I'm going to guarantee he is bringing the obscures that you can't get. So some of the most rare Beast Wars toys, and I'm using the Beast Wars term very broadly because you have Transmetals. Let's call it what it is, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. The Optimus, the Transmetal Optimus, where he's in the orange and the blue and the purple, whatever, that kind of thing.
That's Optimal Optimus.
Yeah, so that's a very rare toy if you have it complete, clean.
Yep.
The Depth Charge, if you have him.
Yep.
There is really a lot of the Transmetals, the Transmetal Megatron. If you have him, he's not in pieces.
Are you talking about the Dragon, or are you talking about the first Transmetal?
So both of them actually.
And then
the first one
too.
Well, I know. That's the fucking thing. The first, they had Transmetal 2 Optimus. So the first Transmetal, Megatron was literally
has the little things on the side.
He was a Tyrannosaurus with fucking propellers. But,
yeah.
And then they made him into which the Dragon is badass.
That's the Transmetal 2,
which he's big money. And then if you move on to the Robots in Disguise, not Robots in Disguise. Robots in Disguise. I love
that's what followed the Transmetal.
Yeah, I love the Galvatron, the black and purple dragon. And then they re-release him in the Hasbro line, but in red or orange, and it's the Dragon Megatron.
I don't know about
all Hasbro lines,
but I know that they released for a con. I forget exactly what it was, but they re-released the Dragon Megatron from Beast Wars, but he was blue and like ice blue, and it was awesome looking.
But what's the orange and red one?
That one was the Transmetal 2 from Beast Wars.
Okay, so Hasbro did that. Like recently, they what last year they had it, right? You could buy it.
But he wasn't metallic. That's the knock on it, because I showed you that last week. He's back here, right?
You have okay.
He doesn't have any kind of metallic paint on him, so everybody's like, it's not a Transmetal because he's not metallic.
I mean, that's a valid point, I feel, right? Like, that was one of the gimmicks.
Yeah, but I mean, they never called it a Transmetal, right? Like, so, and the pictures never showed it like that. And so when people were ordering it, like when it was actually the final product was put on display so you could order it, people were pissed off that it wasn't shiny metallic, but they hadn't done that. So
it sounds like the internet being the internet.
So some really badass pieces for that guy, and then definitely want to, like, it's very brief because we're gonna spend probably, I'm sure, a lot of time in the other part, but want to definitely bring up the Mondo Donatello that got dropped.
Oh my gosh, that is so
I pre-ordered it, but I ain't gonna lie, man, I don't balk at a lot of things, but $315 shipped for one figure, and it's only 10 inches, giggity. I was like, ooh, dear Lord. But in my head, I'm like, okay, it's Mondo, and let's stop and think for a minute. For resellers, not so much for keeping, right? But if you want to resell it at some point, the original Mondo Turtles that everybody wanted at some point. They went from 800. You could get the set from somebody. Now they're over $1,000. And then if they're the what was it? There was a limited select run. They had a sticker on the front. You had the same. You guys know these ones right here. Where is it?
He's just trying to floss that he's got them. That's all. He's trying to take a moment to show off.
No, but Psycho, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had those, but they had a sticker on the front. I don't remember what those ones were, but I know that I don't have them.
Exclusive one.
I didn't hear you.
Weren't those the Hot Topic exclusive ones that had the sticker on the front?
I have no idea.
I said, weren't those the Hot Topic exclusive?
No, I heard you. I have no idea.
Turtles that had the sticker on it from Mondo.
I don't know if Mondo being in retail like that. That's a great question. I've never known them to be in retail. Doesn't mean they weren't. I just wasn't following those figures either to know if they were.
Well, I guess my
Hot
point
Topic had Mondo Turtles, and it was.
He died out. I guess my
like
point
he's having
was
some internet troubles. Like he was freezing a lot.
It's whatever. My point kind of was that the Mondo Turtles, the prices, right? They continue to go up, and I've never owned any of the Dream X Turtles, the Dream EX, whatever you want to call it. And I've always wanted that line. I want them all. The brothers, the April, the Casey, right, the Shredder, the fucking Cerebrus or Krang. I've always wanted them, and the prices are insane. You just can't touch it. You can buy the entire set for almost $4,000, and if I had $4,000 to burn on something, done. I'd buy them all. But I'm not doing that. I'm not spending $4,000 on that. But
are those the Dream X you're talking about?
Yes.
He's going to go to the show this weekend, and he's going to see him there, and he's going to blow $4,000 on him.
Shut up. No, I'm not. So, but my point being, absolutely. So like you have the Dream X Turtles, and they're fucking awesome toys. I mean, I've watched 1,000 reviews. Hands down, in my opinion, definitely the probably top 3 toys for turtle representation ever made. And they're great. So if you haven't seen the whole line, don't make that face, Chris. Yeah. So the Mondo ones that are being released now, I think are going to be a competitor for the Dream X Turtles because they're the same scale. They've got more accessories. And I'm going to say this a little gingerly. They're more relevant.
Whoa, calm down with the hard R on that, all right?
I didn't say NECA. I said relevant.
You
so
said
they're more relevant.
Said gingerly with that hard R.
Meaning that they're more, their accessories are more relevant to what you're seeing nowadays in the turtle community, if that makes sense.
So the original Mondos, were they based on anything, or was it like just their own design?
Yes, they were very much more comic booky. So if you own the Mondo Turtles, and I can grab one down and show you, if you look at the turtle itself, they're based on the comic book, the original comic book styling. Yeah. They come with a mini Krang, and they also come with, I don't know why, and somebody's gonna have to school me on it, they come with like a miniature pet of some kind. I don't know what relevance it has to do with the comics, but it comes with like a little miniature pet, kind of like in the 2012 where Mikey has Ice Cream Kitty.
Right, yeah, like the little companion, yeah.
Yeah, so they all have a companion, and none of them make any sense. But the turtles themselves, they have 2 head sculpts. They have one that's a colored bandana, and the other one is just a solid brown, I think it is, which again all makes sense to the black and white comic book, the OG comic book. And that is how their bodies are kind of sculpted. So I'm going to say that the original Mondos are based off of maybe the comic book style art, and Dream X was not. Dream X was very 2003 Turtles, edgy, whatever's in the comics. They're fucking cool, but they're very edgy. And the new Mondos that are coming out, I think, are very traditional turtles with giving you the modern accessories that you would expect based on newer comics.
So
and I
Good.
I just want to make sure, because obviously when it came to those, like when the DreamX and all them were coming out, that was way above my price range at the time, so I didn't even pay attention to them.
I didn't even know they existed until 3 years ago.
But so because my thing was like, if it's that far above my price range, I don't even want to look at it because it's gonna be piss me off that I can't get it right. So I stopped paying attention. But when it comes down to the Mondo, so the original ones you said were more comic booky esque. Then the new ones are more movie, right? Because the idea of the new ones is that it's if the third movie was a thing and they continued that work. That's what Mondo said themselves. They got permission from Playmates to do.
It doesn't look like it to me, but
Well, I mean, the idea is that there's a third movie. They didn't go to fucking rural Japan and time travel, right? And then you're gonna start seeing characters that we know from the cartoons and whatnot in a more realistic style, as if that universe continued to expand. That's what they got permission from Nickelodeon to do. So that's really what it is. It's very much a homage to the original movies. Is going to go with that run.
it's homage. But yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so-
not the ones. So
that's Psycho.
yeah, so that's the ones that Tony put up right now are the original Mondo that are styled after the comic.
correct.
Those are the ones I have now.
The DreamX Turtles were originally styled to be what would the 87 cartoon be if it was live action. That's what the DreamX Turtles were styled to look like the 87 cartoon, shifted into live action, and the Turtles grew up. And what I read about Mondo's figures was essentially what Chris was saying, but slightly different. So what I read was that
that right there screams 2003 cartoon to me.
So I have the jumbos. You see the big ones there?
yeah.
I have those. They're right behind me. You guys don't know if you can see them, but
But that
they're
screams
back.
like those are like 2003 inspired.
Those aren't DreamX though.
No, but they're made to look like the DreamX Turtles.
Yeah,
the big
but
ones.
because those aren't the DreamX. Those are colored more like the 2003. The DreamX Turtles are supposed to be a realistic adaptation of the 87 cartoon show. But then the Mondo ones that are coming out, like Chris was saying, what I read was it's as if all three movies happened. The Turtles grew up, and now they are, now it's them. Things are older, so it's like, what if the movie line had continued, right? I didn't know that they wanted to ignore the third movie because what I read, I thought said it was continuing after they came back from the past. They're back in the present day, and they're going forward. What's going to happen in 10 years? Like, what are the Turtles going to be like in 10 years?
It's supposed to be after the second movie if they did a third one without going back and then bringing characters into that world as well. So like a Bebop in that style, they're supposed to be opening that type of universe, according to Mondo's interviews.
These are fantastic. So they have cloth bandanas. He has metal chains for his nunchucks, right? Now he's only posable by his arms can go up and down, and that's it. His arms can move, or his legs can move, but again, there's nothing crazy. He's got leather on his bags. His bandanas have like metal inside. You can move them around, make them look like they're waving in the wind kind of thing. And these are basically they're solid, non-posable DreamX Turtles. But these are 24 inches tall. They're big motherfuckers. They're bigger than the quarter scale.
Yeah, but they're not, because I pulled up the actual DreamX thing and looking at the Turtles. Those Turtles are not the same. Like, they're much darker. Their heads are different. The head sculpts are different. The one in the picture,
right?
The one in the picture that you pulled up, the head sculpts are different and the coloring is darker, but a lot of the other stuff is accurate. But if you look at all the figures they made from the DreamX line, you'll see that April looks like the 87 April. Shredder looks like the 87 Shredder. The Turtles
Tony, bring up the DreamX ones because I guess maybe I've never seen them because what I've been picturing is basically what you just had.
Can I send you guys the link?
Hey, you can just Google it. Like, it'll pop up.
Yeah, but I don't know how to share my screen or anything because I have it. I just don't know how to do that. So
all I'm saying is Tony could just Google the DreamX Turtles.
I got it. Hold on, I'm working on it.
Yeah, I typed in DreamX Ninja Turtles and it says 1/6 Outfitters and they have good pictures of every figure.
Let's see.
I mean, that looks like the toy that's sitting behind me. That's 24 inches tall, right here.
Yeah, that looks damn near the same thing. Like, I'm confused.
Oh, here you go. Here's a really good shot of it. Hold on. Now, not the Bebop and the Rocksteady, but the other characters in the Cerebrus. That's real. Hold on.
So,
hang on.
Those, not even just the colors, the ones that Tony had that he showed in the pictures of the original pictures and in those pictures, those turtles, the sculpts and everything, when I see that, that to me just screams updated 2003 cartoon.
Very much so, I think, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it. The only one that looks slightly like it is Michelangelo because of the bandana. But like if you look in neutral lighting without the shadow being cast down, the face is more bulbous and less harsh, just like the 87 show, because the 87 show, the mouth, like the nose part and the sides were more bulbous. And on the 2003, they were more angled. They were sharper. They were not as like rounded. And I'm not talking about the animation style. I'm talking about they made the turtles look sleeker and slimmer. And these turtles don't look like that.
I don't know. When I see that, then I'm thinking about like the packaging and all that for the 2003 turtles. That all looks like represented like of that. Like that was the source they took, and then they made their own changes and made them bigger and more updated versions of those figures. Like it really, I don't know, man. Nothing about those scream 87 cartoon to me at all. At all.
Yeah, I don't know how to freaking copy links on this MacBook. So
I mean, those are the figures, right?
MacBook, that's the problem.
Well,
yeah, but what I was saying is if Tony was if he had brought up the pictures that I have here from this one site, it's different angles. And like I said, you could also see the Shredder and the April. When you put all those things together, you can clearly see the 87 influence.
Shredder.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't know how the hell to get it to copy anything.
In any case, the argument that was coming up about the line was, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to stop talking about it, but like just in transition until you find something, or if you don't find something. So the argument that's been coming up like more than once is that, oh, it's $315 for one figure. I got you. It's not cheap, but when you stop and think about the grand scheme of Mondo, or even DreamX, right, or Dream EX, or whatever you want to call it, you got to think those toys, they were $199, $250 when they first came out, and inflation, and I cannot touch a real one, not a knockoff. I can't touch a DreamX Turtle, Leo or Rap, which are the two cheapest, for less than almost $400. And Mikey and Donnie are $600 to $800. Then you've got Casey, who's $600, and you've got the Shredder, who's $600, and you've got April, who's $400, and you got fucking Cerebrus, they call him, or Krang, which is almost $800. That's a lot of freaking money, man. So the $315 does not faze me to buy one brother that gets me into a DreamX style toy line.
Part of the issue isn't the price. Like the price is what it is.
You say that, but everybody's been posting about how much it's $315. Why is it so much?
Right. So, as I was saying, the price is what it is, right? It can't be. Is it too much for me personally? Yeah, I'm not going to buy into it. It's just that's beyond what I want to spend on the thing. It just is. That's my personal.
But I've got $30,000 in credit card debt.
And there you go. So it works for you. So I think more part of the problem, and this actually might kind of lead into our general topic for the night, is that I think a lot of collectors don't seem to grasp the concept that not everything is made for them.
Is what? I'm sorry.
Not everything is made for them to buy. Like there's just some collectibles that are made for people who have a higher type of income coming in that all right, yeah, I can't buy it, but somebody who gets a much better job than I have, they can purchase that. Okay, sucks I can't buy that, but I can't. It's just not made for me. You know what I mean? It's like collectors seem to feel that because they're a collector, they're entitled to buy everything, but it has to be priced so they can buy it. But it doesn't work like that.
That's a good
Like some
point.
things just aren't made for you to be able to buy it. Sorry, it's how the world is.
That's a really good point.
Like I would love to own like a life size, predator costume, but they're like $5,000 if not more.
Oh, right here. Hold on. Let me.
Fuck you, Tony. But like it's not within my wheelhouse. I'm not at that tax bracket where I could easily just buy one of those. Like, and I have accepted that. A lot of people can't accept that. They just, oh, I'm a collector. I must be able to buy it. So you have to price it for me to buy, or else it sucks and I don't want it.
Yeah. No, I think the Mondo Turtle's great, and I would love to buy it, but I can't afford it at that price. And I sent you that link in the studio chat if you wanted to look at it. It's the second one. It's the first one posted the wrong thing, but at least that one's got a picture of April and Shredder. But again, it doesn't matter. That Mondo Turtle's badass, and I hope everybody that gets it super enjoys it, but I can't afford it. And
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And it's not even that.
It's really
Like-
shitty the fact that the DreamX Turtles originally sold for $165, and now they're just crazy expensive.
But like it's one of those things like Psycho says he can't afford it, right? And perfectly fine. I personally could afford it. I don't see the value in that to do the purchase. Like that's just not me. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I could buy it if I really wanted it, but it just doesn't hit that button for me. Like, oh, I'm gonna spend $300+ on it. I can spend that money on a bunch of other cool shit for my collection that I'd much rather have. But yeah, still that's all that there, except for April, screams like 2003 cartoon to me.
It's very cool. Very cool. For sure. So I guess we can go ahead and transition into what we were kind of babbling about earlier. Wheezy and I, well, today or yesterday or whatever.
It was yesterday we talked about it.
Was about like collectors, and I don't even know how the hell we got on the topic, man, but I think we were talking about I think like a reissue, like Megatron or something. Maybe.
Chris was talking about
We weren't talking about
Transformers.
Megatron. Why
That's
the fuck
crazy.
would you and I talk about Megatron? That's weird.
Well, things happen. But then we
Yeah.
end up talking about Turtles. So ultimately, we were talking about people buying knockoffs versus wanting to own the original. And some of the things we brought up that made a lot of sense were things like, some people have to have the original. They're just like, I have to have it. Now, that can be a number of different reasons. You have jackasses who are like, fuck you, I'm holier than thou. I have to have the best of the best. You have people that are like, well, I'll buy ones and twosies because I really just want to own the original because I like, history and nostalgia, like hipsters, whatever you want to call it. They may not know anything about what they're buying. Look, man, you guys laugh, but it's true. They may not know anything what they're buying. Think about COVID and how many people went out and bought shit they had no idea what it was because they were bored and they had money.
No,
And
you're
then you
absolutely right.
have collectors, and I use quotes because they're collecting because there was nothing to do during COVID, and now they're stuck in that rut and they keep doing it, and they're only buying whatever's new and buying and collecting that. And then you still have honest to God collectors who are like, I buy because of I own the rest of the vintage line, or I'm a nostalgia collector and I need vintage, I need original. That's what I buy. I'm not buying anything else. That's what I know. That's what I grew up with, so on and so forth. And we were talking about what constitutes or what makes somebody go, I have to have the vintage, or I'm okay with the knockoff that came out, meaning you've got Transformers and Turtles, the two most relevant ones that have bootleg available, or bootleg, not even bootleg, but bootleg and reproduction available to the original product on hand. Not like
At the ready.
not like you're buying 1993 Batman bootlegs. We're talking about you can buy OG Turtle reproductions, or you can buy OG Transformer reproductions. And what constitutes that person to go out and say, as a collector, I need to buy these, or they go out and they're like, I'm just getting them because I can afford them. Like, where's the breakdown, I guess?
I think
So Weezy, go ahead. Fuck everybody else. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Psycho.
I'm kidding. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, I think Johnny was going to say something too. I don't want to step on his toes.
No, go ahead, man. I'll go ahead.
Okay, so all right, so I think it differs based on like everything you said is accurate, but like I can put it in terms for me. There are certain things that I would want original, but for the most part, if I can't get an original without spending a shit ton of money, but I can get a reproduction from the same company at a reasonable price, that's going to be good enough. So you and I have talked on here many times about Beast Wars, right? As a kid, I didn't have a ton of money. I got very few Beast Wars toys. The ones that I got as a kid, I still have, but I'm missing a ton of them. And when Hasbro started re-releasing the original Beast Wars figures back in COVID, I wanted to buy them, but I was holding off because they were a little more expensive than I thought they should be. And then they went on clearance and I tried to get them, but all of them but the stupid ones were gone. Right? And so even now, because they're Beast Wars figures, like I said, I want to collect the original Beast Wars figures, and I want to have one of every figure of the characters that were featured on the show. And so even now, recently, like the other day, I was looking at Walmart and Amazon to see what I could get those reproduction vintage figures at, like price-wise. Because Big Bad Toy Store, they're just crazy expensive. Even on clearance, they're crazy expensive. But on Amazon, I can get Scorponok at a decent price. On Walmart, I can get Pterosaur and Tigatron for a decent price. And so in that respect, I don't mind getting a reproduction figure, right? Like I just wanted the figure and I don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on it. But then the other issue is I have an original Turtle Van. I also bought a reproduction Turtle Van. That reproduction Turtle Van was shit. The plastic was soft. It was bendable at the top, so the door didn't open properly. And when I opened the reproduction one, I was like, this thing sucks. And I gave it to my daughter at the time. She was like 3 or 4, and she absolutely loved it. It kept her from playing with my vintage toys. And then I bought her the vintage Turtles to go with the van, and she loved it and played with it all the time. So it's like, what is it that you're looking for? I don't know if I'm a real collector or not. I mean, I collect the things that I like, but I'm not looking to sell, and I'm not looking to rub it in people's faces. But I'm also a working man, right? So like I don't have unlimited funds to go buy a vintage one just because I want to say this is an original.
So I think there's a hard like I don't know, pin to put in it. Like and Chris and I were talking about this. So here's my I don't know if my problem, my issue, just my statement. I don't fucking know. Tell me if I'm wrong. But
You're wrong.
Thank you. So I own vintage Turtles, and I own every, with the exception of Worm and who was it, Anthrax that came out?
The reproductions?
Yeah, the redos, yeah.
Yeah. Anthrax, Worm, Chrome Dome. And Scale Tail.
Okay, so I don't think I have Worm or Scale Tail. I think I have the other two. I have to look. But with the exception of those, I have OGs also, but I bought the reproductions. Now, I bought them because I'm a collector. I want everything. I can't help it. I'm a completist. I'm a different collector. I'm a completist. But I'm different, all right. but I have vintage and what have you. I guess my argument or my thought process is, if you're a true, I shouldn't even say true collector, because a collector is a collector, right? They do what they can afford to do and enjoy the hobby and enjoy the character. I think a true, maybe historian and or collector, like maybe somehow that word is being used wrong, but you get what I'm going for.
Okay.
With the two together, you're talking about somebody who goes, I have to have the original because of XYZ. Now,
Yes.
you can turn around and go, I had those as a kid, and I'm just excited that they're back again, and I can buy them for $10 a figure and enjoy them, and then have the vintage package I had as a kid. I remember that. It makes me feel good inside. You know, if I buy another one to open, it makes me feel good to hold it again, whatever it is. And so it also makes me think about Transformers, where the G1 knockoffs, if you will, right? The China reproductions. So I sell the shit out of those. They go to a show and they're gone. And I tell people, hey, you know that's fake. And they go, I don't care. I remember, they all say the same thing. I remember it as a kid. And they pick it up and they're holding it in their hands. And it's that nostalgia of, I got this on Christmas morning. I opened it. I remember the box. I remember the toy. And they remember opening it. But a lot of those guys, they all tell me, I'm not going to open it. I had this as a kid and I miss this toy and I miss what it felt like, but I don't want to open it. I like the way it looked. It's so cool, you know, or they'll buy two. They go, I'll buy one. I want to open it and play with it. But the other one, I don't care. I'll leave it in the box just because I remember what it was like to have it as a kid. But the sad thing is the prices on the bootlegs and the knockoffs are getting to the point where, well, you could buy the real one loose, complete, for what you're buying that knockoff for, sealed.
So,
well,
that's where. Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
That's the thing, the crazy thing about it, because like for me, with my G1s, I try to get them the boxed ones. That's my definitive one in box. The KOs I'll buy to have loose. And those are the ones that I'm going to take out of the box and display. The other ones down the road, they eventually either get archived or just straight up graded. They're going to get sealed in acrylic and preserved. So the KOs, they get opened and displayed. That's the ones that, you know, that I'm going to have out displayed like that. The other ones are going to be kept in, you know, they're bought like that to be kept in box.
I feel that better than buying and having a huge display of just knockoff Transformers. Why wouldn't you open them? And I'm not an inbox guy. You guys all know this. I lose my mind. But I'm an inbox guy. But when I see these knockoff Transformers, and don't get me wrong, the only knockoffs I have left over are the Dinobots. I have those in the box on my shelf. I haven't opened them. But
you're one of those people who buys for the
box
artwork and the box
yes.
itself. So that makes sense. You would, even the knockoffs, if it's the exact same box, you wouldn't open them because you're like, oh, I bought it mainly for the fucking box.
Yep, I bought it for what I enjoy. You're right.
So Johnny, when you say the knockoffs, do you mean like real knockoffs or do you mean reproduction? Or does that change the way that you make decisions?
For me, the only way it changes is based on price. Okay. So I don't care if it's a reproduction or straight up fourth party KO, because here's the thing: they all actually come from the same tooling, same manufacturers. So it doesn't matter at that point. It doesn't matter to me. The price of what I'm getting it for is at that stage is what more matters to me. I am sort of a little suspicious of those sometimes because you will have some QC issues, especially more along the fourth party, you know.
For sure.
But for the most part, I don't care about that. If the price is right, I'm just going to open it up to display anyways, because I want, and even with that, I'm not collecting a whole wide range of the whole, like, for example, like that whole 84 line. No, I'm not doing all that. It's just certain characters that are important to me. And when it comes to that, I'll spend money if it's something that's really that I have that value in and see it, like I don't care. I'll spend the money on that. For example, do you guys remember Emil Wickman does that Mythic Customs figures? I showed you guys. He did the one on
Right.
he did the one on Snaptrap.
Demonetized.
What was that? Like 2 years ago, I showed you guys that.
Right, yeah. Your custom
Maybe.
Mythic
Yeah,
Vision? Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was $600. But again, I have that close tie to that figure and to
Sure.
that character. So for me, I don't mind spending that money because I know that for me it's valuable to me. It's worth it, you know. It's something that I have in my collection. Plus, it's a unique. It's a one of a kind. There's no other one like it.
That makes
So-
sense.
So like when Tony and I were talking yesterday, and I spoke to Psycho earlier, and I was telling him kind of what the same conversation. My questioning of the whole buying the vintage or spending an absorbent amount of money on vintage compared to the repros that come out, or say maybe some knockoffs, where basically the exact same item that just got re-released, right? What is the reasoning behind it? Because now obviously across the board there's no simple answer, right? Because everybody has what their mind works with, why they do something. But a lot of these collectors, it seems like they use the vintage and they only buy that to try and one up and kind of sit on their high horse above other collectors. Like they think that makes them special because they have a vintage one. Oh, you have a reproduction. Oh, I have the original. Like that shit doesn't mean anything in the long scheme of things unless you're looking at for potential value in the future if you ever needed to sell it.
But
Like if
some-
you're just a
it's funny you
collector
say
who's gonna put them on your shelf and display them, even like Psycho said, the turtle van, like all right, the newer one was a little shittier, it had like different plastic. But if it's gonna be sitting up on the shelf and I'm not touching it, it looks the exact same.
yes.
Why would I spend hundreds for an original if I could buy the repro for 35? It's gonna do the exact same thing I needed to on my shelf. You know what I mean?
So
Before
what's
you get
funny
going,
about that?
well, Johnny, real quick, I just want to acknowledge because we have somebody in chat. Scott, we will get to you. We're not ignoring you. Go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
So I actually had a guy come into the store one time and he literally said that, you know, oh, well, I have the originals, this and that. And he was talking about how he's looking to, you know, trade his collection or, you know, sell it off. I was like, okay, bring it in. I'd be happy to take a look at it and see, you know. So he brings in his collection that he's looking to unload. And he says it's all G1 Transformers. Half of it were KOs and reissues. But the whole time the guy's sitting there like, and he literally had that same post like, oh well, I got the original and this and that, and I was like, oh, that's great, good for you. And then he was like, you know, talking about how he wanted to do trades or you know come in and sell and see what he would get for cash or for store credit. And then I'm literally showing him too. I'm showing him examples. I was like, look, this stuff is also available online. So it's really easy if you're somewhere and you're seeing this box and you're like, wait a minute, this looks a little too good to be true for this price. Most likely it is.
Exactly.
Also, just look up on your phone. Google is a thing, folks. Like
But
and I
that's-
showed him examples side by sides. I was like, look, here's what you have. Here's the original. And I showed him key points, you know. The biggest one he was going on about was his Optimus Prime. He's like, my Optimus Prime is so mint, it's clean. And I was like, first off, right off the bat, you can see right there the Optimus Prime has this little like outline on the box. Now, when it goes all the way through, that's your KO. The original has a cutoff right where his arm and the pistol is, or
So
blast or whatever.
that right there screams one of two things, right? Either somebody who bought shit thinks that they're like Don Juan, but they don't actually know anything about what they're collecting,
Oh, Don Juan.
right?
Ugh.
Because we discussed that before, how there's like collectors who don't actually research their collection, their hobby. They don't know shit. They're just buying it because they think it's cool, but they don't know anything. And then they buy the knockoffs.
Sorry.
They buy the knockoffs and the bootlegs thinking they're legit, and then it turns into that situation. Or it's a guy who knows what he has, hopes you don't know what he has, and wants to offload it to you thinking it's the original shit.
for more money. Yeah,
Right.
Right.
whole bait and switch.
Psycho.
Yeah, and so like my thing is, I try not to be elitist, I guess, with that stuff, but I don't buy knockoffs, right? Because I bought the first knockoff that I bought intentionally was the Venom from like they did that limited run of Venom for the beginning of the Hasbro like animated series Spider-Man line, and you could only get it through Hasbro Pulse, but they sold out. And Chris was like, "Hey, they got these knockoffs," and sent me the link, and I bought one of the knockoffs, and the damn figure doesn't even stand. Like all the joints are so loose, if you stand it up, it just crumples. You can't pose it, you can't make it do anything. It's absolutely terrible. That was my first knockoff, and I'm like,
Ugh.
never again.
That
I
sounds
think-
like my last marriage.
I think you'd be pleasantly surprised though with the Transformers, the knockoffs. Like I said, the fourth parties, even some of them are actually really well. Like there's some that have some QC issues, but for the most part, those knockoffs, the reissues of the Transformers tend to be really nice. They tend
Those
to,
G1s are
do the
great.
Purpose, yeah.
And I think part of the problem that Psycho ran into is that I don't know if they actually knocked off that figure. 'Cause I feel like a majority of the Hasbro Marvel Legends that get knocked off aren't actually knockoffs, but they're factory rejects for issues,
Oh, that's a good call.
right? Because a company's not going to sit there and just knock off some random thing for a little bit. Like they're going to try and get the most they can out of it. And a lot of those factories, if they have a rejects for whatever the reason is, those factories will often sell them online, different places, because they're now sitting on them because Hasbro doesn't want them shits because they're rejected. So they have to do something with them and they wind up selling them. I have a feeling that's probably what happened with yours. Because that's even like a lot of the NECA stuff. Like a lot of turtle NECAs get knocked off, like a lot of the original OG ones. But like all these other ones, like they're not knocking off Worm and Tattoo. You know what I mean? But you can get them on AliExpress, and people are like, "Oh, it's not like it's probably just a reject at that point because they're not going to sit there and waste their time knocking off these two random ass figures that aren't going to sell like hotcakes. Like,
Yeah,
it's just not a thing. I would assume. Maybe I'm wrong, but
So I want to go to the chat because Scott has been blowing us up. And let's kind of like address some of the things. Talk about Jurassic Park within this. How much cost collectors? Can't really tell you. We don't know anything about that series per se,
is
I
it
guess.
Thomas and Friends? Is that like the actual Thomas the Train? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm guessing is what he's referring to. And then
I have no idea. That was
Shiny
after
Time.
my time.
or from
He likes-
Tiny Time Station or something like that.
yeah, and then he talks about he really likes Scream. What would he collect from Scream? But this is kind of good. If you guys could, what would you like to collect from Jurassic Park movies? I would like the props and the animatronics. I think anything animatronic is up my game, dude. I'm down for it. I think Jurassic Park, from what I've seen, the original '93 movie has a massive following for the toys, for sure.
Yeah,
The
my neighbor's
OG
got all those
toys?
ones that he's been thinking about offloading.
Yeah, well, but the OG toys, not the reproductions.
No, original.
Those OGs are pulling fat money, and if they're in a box, people are absolutely losing their minds. So yeah, it's a great series, man. Jurassic Park.
What
can't go wrong.
something that Scott did also say, and I know you kind of skipped over it real quick, but
Yeah.
the Scream one, like I wouldn't mind having like an actual Scream movie used Scream mask. I don't know if I would ever go for like all the different ones. To me, it's not enough of a difference for me to even know what movies are from.
It'd be cool to have one,
To have one though, I'd definitely down for that.
but
When I was
I'd
a
say the
kid, I
same
always-
for anything else. I mean, Jason, I'd love to have a machete or a mask, or Freddy, I'd love to have a set of claws or
Right.
what
When I
have
was
you.
a kid,
I don't think I have
wanted-
room for all of that. That's the problem with those,
When I was a
Like-
kid, I wanted the Scream costume from the first movie.
right?
We
I mean,
never
I'm
got-
just content with like something like this. I'm good. I'm like, all right.
They got
Is-
a bronze trophy.
Is Scott having a breakdown?
Yeah, we never
I wonder if Scott's just trying to troll your ass. Actually,
we never
Which
got
Scott is this? Sorry, Psycho.
I
yeah,
don't know. He's
No,
a viewer. I have no idea.
we never got a costume from the first movie.
What, Free Willy?
Scream. Like every Scream costume we got was not based on the first movie. So in the first movie, he didn't have the wings in the costume. He had the strips of fabric. It was just the strips of fabric. There were no like wings, like spiked wings that hung down. But in all the movies after that, you had the like spiked wings that kind of came down the like, you know what I'm talking about,
What?
off the arm.
No, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. But wasn't the original costume just purchased at like a Halloween shop?
No, that's what they made it look like in the movie, but it was actually made specifically for the movie.
I don't know enough about the movie. Sugar Drizzle could tell you, but she's at home
But-
asleep. She has school tomorrow.
Or so was it only the mask then that was original Halloween costume?
No, so like none of the costume in the first movie was actually just a random Halloween costume. They
Yeah, it was.
said
That's why they still sell it as Ghostface. That's why none of it's branded with Scream. It's all branded Ghostface.
Well, yes, because he's called Ghostface.
No, so the costume's Ghostface, right? That's why like NECA and them, they can make Ghostface, but they can't make Scream figures. They make Ghostface in his different iterations because it's based on the original costume design. That's Ghostface.
But
The Scream Ghostface wasn't invented for Scream. They used it, and it became like their thing. But it was originally something else.
That still doesn't tell us who Scott is.
Scott, man. He wants Free Willy. Apparently, I'm not judging him. He's got the place for it.
Scott,
Fucking
who
do
are
it.
you and how did you find us?
So
Very
the
random.
original name of Ghostface was actually Peanut-Eyed Ghost. It was an existing off-the-shelf Halloween costume
Yeah.
prior to the film.
Peanut Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
why
was,
that's why none of the product now, like they don't market any of the product as Scream. Like there's no unless you can find one that's like officially licensed Scream, which they do pop up around Halloween time. But
Yeah,
when
so
you
it
go
started in
they're
91.
everything's tagged Ghostface. Like nothing's tagged Scream on those products because it's not they've separated him for like made licensing issues, but it's not Scream. It's Ghostface. He's his own thing. That's why NECA does all the Ghostface, but they don't do Scream figures. They do Ghostface figures.
All right,
So
I'm
they don't have the licensing for Scream, but
so-
they got the licensing for Ghostface.
I'm
Interesting
not pulling my
enough,
brain out.
Wes
Go ahead.
Craven found the costume while scouting while scouting locations for the film. So he saw it at a Halloween
Wes
prop
Craven's
store. Was
awesome.
like, boom, this is what we're using.
Yeah.
Wes Craven's great, man. He when he did Ghost of Mars, I equate that to one of the. I know we're not on Collector's Hideout, but I equate that to one of the best movies that he still used primitive cinematography, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So there is they still use models in that movie. There is a scene where the doctor is like, shit, I might watch that tonight when we log off. Where the doctor is like trolling down in her hot air balloon, and it is quite quite clearly a prop hot air balloon, and she's like, ooh, I'm in a hot air balloon, but it's like all this prop shit and like shit behind her or whatever. It's kind of cool. But Wes Craven, awesome.
So Scott
the king
found us
of,
through YouTube, man.
of
So
miniature shit.
he's a new fan that none of us personally know, which is
Oh,
awesome.
well, Scott, welcome on board, man. We would love to answer all of your questions. But you got a lot of questions, motherfucker. I'm telling you, dude. You cool, but you got a lot of questions. We'll try, brother. We got what we can answer, but yeah, we're down for animatronics and Jurassic Park. That shit's awesome, and Jurassic Park has a huge following and has gotten really big over the last couple of years. But
So
as far as an animatronic for Free Willy, man, you on crack?
one more thing, if you guys ever happen to spot this in a while, like a Scream costume, or the Ghostface costume, if you look at the tag and it says the manufacturing is Fun World, make sure to go ahead and scoop that up. Apparently, the aftermarket on that, like the secondhand market on that one, is insane.
Because I think that's the original.
Yeah, that's the original.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So secondhand market value on that guy is kind of crazy for a Scream costume. Ghostface costume.
Ghostface.
Fucking wild. But
fucking peanut eye ghost. That still kills me.
That is so freaking wild.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, the idea of the collectors, man, I feel like not all collectors, but I think majority of the ones who buy vintage, they buy it to try and use it as like a status quo. Like they think it makes them seem special over others who don't have it. And then at that point, like, what are you collecting for? Are you collecting for yourself, or are you collecting to try and impress people who don't give a shit about what you have?
So,
but some people do, right? Like some people do give a shit about what other people have,
right? And that's why I said earlier, like it's not a blanket for everything, because obviously there's people like there is, but for the majority, like I don't give a shit if Tony has the original soft heads on card. I don't care. He's got a great looking collection, but like. That doesn't stand like, oh my god, I fucking sold it to him. Like, it doesn't fucking matter if he has it. I don't care. Like, it doesn't change my perception of Tony. I don't think he's any cooler for having it or any less cool for having it. Like, he's Tony. Like, it doesn't change anything. Like, none of that shit really matters.
I'm sorry, Tony. If you didn't have that in your collection, I wouldn't think you're.
We'd have to kick you off the cast if you.
I mean, I have 2 sets of them now, so you're welcome. No, I think it's kind of like. I love people to be able to collect whatever they can collect, right? What I think is kind of ridiculous, and I am at fault for this as well. And way back, we were all talking about this. If you remember in our group chats, we were talking about NECA and NECA Turtles, and it was like,
that's
oh,
a lot
do you
of
think...
our group chats.
I know, but this is way back when, before we did the podcast, and we we're talking about how, oh, do you ever think it's going to be worth something? And I am guilty of saying, oh yeah, man, NECA is going to be worth like big money later because, it's so limited and blah, blah, blah. And now you can't give NECA Turtles away. Now, on the flip side, like some other toys that through the years have had the same path, right?
Right.
They had a big height. They dropped off. They were trash. Couldn't give them away. People scooped them all up. All of a sudden, oh my God, those are worth money again, right? It's that vicious cycle. I feel like NECA will have their day again. It's not now. It's going to be when we are – hold on. You made that face already. I can tell. It's going to be when we're hitting 60 years old, 65. The problem is by 60, 65 –
I'll be dead.
Nobody's going to fucking care because electronics and everything else will have replaced the need to have collectibles.
I mean,
our generation will have been dying out.
I was just going to say, I wasn't going to make like a negative comment. I was just going to say, I need the 2008 NECA Turtles to drop in price drastically so that I can get those. Those are the only things I'm missing in my collection that I actually genuinely want are the 2008 Turtles.
Anybody notice how, like, as the cast goes on, Psycho gets lower in his chair? Like, are you drinking? Like, you're just...
I'm trying to get comfortable in this chair. That's what I'm trying to do.
Sewer's gonna just see like from here up. But yes, NECA will have its day, right? It'll come back around. It's a roller coaster when it comes to that. Like, it's a roller coaster when it comes to that, right? And what's gonna be interesting is that when NECA does come back around eventually to where people are like, oh, it's vintage, the things that people are going to find expensive aren't going to be the Turtles.
You're right.
It's going to be the Bebop and Rocksteady, their
the obscure characters,
pack, the ones that are right now shelf warming that people don't fucking want, right? Because people are just letting them go. They're going to get destroyed. The real collectors will have them in their collection, but then people who are getting new to it, those would be the ones they can't get because Turtles are going to be everywhere. You'll be able to find NECA Turtles until we die. But it's going to be all the obscure characters that will be worth the money.
Yeah, just just like Scratch, just like Hotspot, just like that's the only reason those things are worth money is because they came out when people didn't give a shit about turtles anymore at the end of the line and nobody bought them.
Well,
and then that was it.
That's not accurate either. That's like that's the belief, but you got to remember those came out like 93. That line ran until 98. It didn't come out at the end of the line.
That doesn't mean it was popular till 98. It just mean the line kept.
Right, I'm saying no, but the idea that it came out at the end of the line, like that idea, isn't. That's what it's always been like the word, but when you actually look at it, it was nowhere near the end of the line.
Yeah, but
just
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
now I kind of feel like we're playing. I feel like we're kind of playing semantics because yes, it wasn't the end of the line, but all they were doing was re-releasing other figures at the end. So they weren't making new ones. They weren't continuously making new figures. The figure creation stopped in like 93, 94. And then they just kept re-releasing the older figures. So it's like the line was still going, but it wasn't going.
No, so the line continued on, like I said, to 97, 98. But it was majority turtle variants. Turtle variants galore. So yes, Scratch, Hotspot, them were the last wave of
original figures,
the side characters that weren't turtles. That's absolutely accurate. But the idea that, which is put on, if you look at people who are selling Scratch, not knowing what he is just because he's worth money, everybody said, "Oh, it's the last of the line. You know, it was the last wave of the line. That's why there was fewer produced." That's not accurate because the line went on for another 5 years, 6 years beyond. So like, it's not the end of the line. It was just the last wave where they had like a lot of random mutants and new characters. Absolutely. Still, it's nowhere near as rare as other figures in that line. Like they're nowhere near that valuable. But that's why I don't have one because people suck. Yeah, it's the truth.
Truffy.
But yeah, so it's going to be
Not
all
Raven,
the random
but that's
one-off
Truffy's
characters.
butthole.
Eventually, when NECA has their day, it'll be all the one-off characters. That'll be really worth the money. Or the random turtles. Not even that. I would say even like the turtles like in the Santa Claus fucking hats and shit, that Christmas set that came out. That might catch value because a lot of people didn't buy that shit because it was fucking stupid.
Right, which means there's not that many in circulation, which means automatically it gets more value, which is so stupid, but that's how collectors operate, right? We talked about this last time.
Yep.
Whatever's in short supply, short volume, it's got to be worth more instead of just realizing it was a bad toy.
Yeah.
And that's always and that's weird. Like, I don't know like what like nerd meeting people go to like decide what people are buying all of a sudden from the past that's now worth money. But it's like one asshole all of a sudden starts putting stuff up on eBay for more expensive and like the numbers just fucking rise. Like because I don't know where these people talk to gauge when this specific item is now sought after all of a sudden after 30 plus years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a conversation. I think it's, I haven't seen this for a while. And then somebody else like, oh shit, I haven't seen that for a while. That must be hard to get. And then they buy it at a crazy price. And then everybody else like, oh shit, I got that. I don't want it anymore. I want that money.
So the fact that you took my comment literally is funny to me. That obviously they're not sitting down in a round table having a conversation about it. I'm aware, but I'm just like, it's strange. Like people cannot give a shit about anything, but then all of a sudden it's like a flip of a switch, and then everybody cares about it, and they're buying it like crazy.
Fear of missing out, man.
You have things that 5 years ago that you could have bought for $20 that was vintage, but then all of a sudden now they're worth hundreds, still vintage, same shit they were 5 years ago, but now all of a sudden you start getting like YouTubers who might see something and like it just this snowball effect of this is what everybody wants now. It's like fucking why? Nobody wanted it for the past 35 years.
Mad
now
Balls?
all of a sudden everybody wants it and the fucking prices shoot through the roof.
So you're saying Mad Balls are one of those things or no?
Mad Balls absolutely is one of those things, right? Because I believe if you watch like a lot of Froggy Flips, like he buys a lot of Mad Balls and shit. And if I remember right, he's mentioned how when he was first tracking and getting them, they were like lower, and now they've gone up in prices. But they've been vintage forever.
Yeah,
But
that's
like
his
all
own
of a sudden,
fault.
it just like something happens in the water, something is put in the that everybody starts buying these things, whether it's they're influenced by people online or whatever, whatever it is. If the collectors are that much of a sheep mentality that they start seeing influencers or toy tubers have it, then now they have to have it. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just it's really an odd aspect of it because you figure like Star Wars is always collectible. People like to, even value wise isn't there, but Star Trek, you have a lot of it's over the years people collect it, but the value doesn't go up on it really.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Where like people just randomly all of a sudden like,
I
oops,
think when
gotta have all this
when
shit.
it comes back into the pop culture zeitgeist, that's when the prices go up, right?
Uh-oh,
So
I
like
guess.
when they did that episode of Big Bang Theory where they had the Leonard Nimoy voiced the old Spock figure, and Penny bought the teleporter, right? Like
Yes.
the price of Spock and the teleporter shot up. Like it got super crazy because all of a sudden it popped back into people's minds. Oh shit, I remember that. Now I gotta have it. There aren't that many.
That's
so
all it is.
What
Yep.
it is. Exactly.
Yeah.
There was one of those at the convention at the toy show this past weekend. In box.
What were they asking for it?
I didn't even bother asking. I was I walked past.
So if you ever watched Toys That Made Us, right?
Yep.
I love Toys That Made Us. I will rewatch that over and over and over and over. I don't care. I watch all of them. So whenever I watch the Star Trek one, I laugh because of all the early toys because it was such a popular show and they didn't have toys for it. All the shit that they label slapped.
Yep.
And I immediately went on eBay and I'm like, I want to see all these label slap toys and see if I can find them. And I'm looking up Remco, anything for Star Trek. Now, some of them held some value, but the one that I really want, I have to buy it because it's so stupid, is the fucking Spock helmet. It has a police light.
Yep.
And it makes like sirens and flicks lights. It makes no sense whatsoever why it would be part of Star Trek. And I'm like, I have to own that in my life. And it's by Remco and it's a label slap toy. But to your point, probably before the show, I never knew that. I never knew that Remco made so many things for Star Trek. But now knowing that, I bet that toy has gone up twice what it would have been before.
Probably 3 times.
But I guess, and that's the one part of it is like, why though, right? Like I understand because now people want it, but why the fuck do you want it now? Like, so my collection, shit that I've loved, figures that I had as a kid, and representations of those, new representations of those, right? I had no interest in Star Trek, so I would never buy anything. If I saw a fucking Spock helmet with a fucking light on it, I have no interest in it. I don't give a shit. Like, but people, like you said, they're
That's
probably
not true.
out there looking for it now, even though they have no childhood attachment to it, no nostalgia for it, just because they saw it on TV and now they have to have it.
Or they thought it was cool.
I like
Or-
vintage toys, but I
There's
get
nothing
your
cool
point.
about it.
Or well, like they might have thought it was cool, or they might think, okay, well, if I buy this now and the price keeps coming up, I can use it to make money later. Like
But see,
people have
that's
different motivations for things.
But that's not a real collector.
They are not, and I'm not
I'll buy
suggesting
it
they are.
Even if I don't collect Star Trek, I'll buy it because I think it's cool and just to have it.
so
Not because I think I'm going to make money.
Now I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I look at you have different levels of collector, right? So you have the collectors who just buy the stuff they enjoy, and they keep it kind of simple, right? But then you have the collectors who have bought everything they enjoy, especially when they're like brand specific. So if you have something like Tony Turtles, if you got to the point where you like, I own every Ninja Turtle figure, every play set, everything Turtles that I can readily, easily get, it seems like your next move would be the weird one-off merchandise that a Raphael with a flashing light on his head that plays the siren. Like you have a turtle collection, and that seems like that's the shit you start buying. You start buying like those like portable dinner trays that had the legs that popped out when we were kids, the metal ones.
Yeah.
The turtle ones, all that random merchandise would be like your next realm of turtle collecting.
You mean like the toy chest that was painted with the turtle stuff on it that everybody goes crazy trying to find?
I need one of those because I had one of those as a kid. That's why I want one, because I had one and it fucking got destroyed. But yeah, something like that. Huh?
That's a good point.
Yeah, because you at some point you run out of figures to buy. You got to start buying that random shit. Tony's like, oh, I've got a wall of turtle wallets because that's just kind of where you go. Shampoo bottles shaped like turtles. Okay. Like, at some point you get to that level of collecting, unless you start varying what you're collecting, like the lines at least, because you can run out of shit eventually. You start buying random crap.
Well,
all right. Well, I hate to kill the buzz, gentlemen, but it is 10:15. I have work tomorrow. I think it's time to call it. You guys cool with that?
Yeah, I got a busy day. I was just about to say I don't think I can make it much longer.
Oh, you have to grade so many things, I'm sure. So,
he was not amused by that joke. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Again, I'm your host, Mr. Shellhead Tony, here with Shellhead Toys, aka Drinks and Toys.
Are we plugging?
Very excited with my what?
Are we plugging?
Why do you have to fucking interrupt when I'm trying to do something? We're here with the Ginger specific. Wheezy, would you like to talk? Since now,
I mean, you sound like you're really like closing out the show. Like we need to fucking plug a little bit.
I'm just like want to like do some things. Collectors Hideout on Thursday. I will not be there. They are going to talk Super Mario. If
you're not going to be there this Thursday either.
Dude, I'm going to be gone.
I thought that was next Thursday.
Early to drive.
I got to get up at 3 o'clock on fucking Friday to drive with Johnny 8 hours to hopefully make some goddamn money.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so Thursday night we're gonna do a deep dive into Mario Brothers, the 1993.
Oh, I will watch the shit out of that.
Hopefully, because like I said, right now I don't have access to the movie.
Can you guys spend the $4 fucking to rent
this? You can't buy it, so it's not streaming anywhere. You can't buy it digitally anywhere. The only way you can get it is to spend $50 on Amazon.
You sure you can't go to the library?
There's like $10, $15 options through like Walmart's like third-party sellers and shit.
Yeah, but if you look at those reviews,
the DVD version. But Psycho is a purist. He wants top of the line Blu-ray, Steelbook.
I want to be able to watch whatever it is I buy. If you read the reviews on those things, people are like, the quality's so bad you can't hear a damn thing, you can't see anything, the encoding is terrible. So I don't want to spend $15 on something that's shit.
Well, no, they're like the ones I've seen are like the legit movie that came out, like the copies they made like 15 years ago for DVD, right?
Gotcha.
But still, I've got a link from Joe. Joe sent me a link where we can watch online. And but yeah, so we're gonna deep dive into Mario Brothers. Since Tony's not gonna be here, I haven't asked Joe, but I think Joe is gonna join us for it. So he I believe really enjoys that movie. So we're gonna go through that and we're gonna have fun Thursday night talking Mario Brothers. And I don't know why I'm doing this to myself because I really don't want to fucking watch it because I think it's gonna be horrible compared to my memory of it. So
that is one of those films that I'm just like,
I'll catch the replay on the next day.
Well, fuck you, Johnny. You can watch live and comment. You've never jumped in our chat, you bitch.
By the way,
first off, check your YouTube. I do chat on there. I make comments on there. No one ever answers me, so I was like, fuck it.
You know what? Oh, what's your name on YouTube then? Because like I'm always looking for J5 Toys. I've never seen you.
That's what it should be. It's J5 Toys. That's what I'm logged in under.
Yeah, I've never seen you come up in our chat ever. Blasphemy.
You know, on the next one, I'm just gonna have to share some screenshots of this.
Because I you know your brother's come through a few times. What were you gonna say, Psycho?
No, I was just gonna say, while you guys are at that that show, if you come across the '93 Mario Brother figures, shoot me a text. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for a bunch of stuff at this show.
Because I do want those 6 figures in box, preferably, depending on what the price is, because I've seen them go for a wide range. But even if I can just get the Mario and the Luigi in box, I would definitely be interested in that. So if you see those, let me know.
I'm gonna send you a couple things to look out for myself as well.
We're gonna have a lot of stuff to look at. I'm sure Johnny and I are gonna be very busy. We'll definitely let you guys know what's up. So.
Grub Sport in the house.
Yay, Grub Sport.
Oh, and then just because, you know, fuck it, we're plugging. Thanksgiving week. Ooh. Collectors is going to be Wednesday night.
I'll join.
Beautiful. And we're going to discuss
Thanksgiving movies?
No, because what the fuck other Thanksgiving movies are there besides
the ones I told you? They're hilarious.
And Thanksgiving, like that's it. 2 fucking movies.
Oh, such a good movie.
We're gonna be Pilgrim's awesome.
We're gonna do our top 3, our own personal top 3s for comedy.
I got you. That's fine.
And Psycho started like questioning, like, oh, what is comedy? And I'm like, oh my god.
Not what I said at all. I said, are we gonna limit to just strictly comedy, or are we going to open it up to like action comedy, stuff like that?
So what I'm saying is that we're going to do any movie where it's obviously it was written to be a comedy movie as like the forefront, not like a Lethal Weapon that is funny, but it's not a comedy, but it has very funny moments. So
not movies with comedic elements, but comedies with action elements.
Yeah. It's like Beverly Hills Cop, comedy, Lethal Weapon, not comedy. You see, like there's a difference there.
Is there?
Tony, I have church, so can we cut this shit already?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
All right, so that'll be the week after. So.
Oh my God. Have a great night. Everybody's watching. Thank you so much for coming out. Listen, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom. Tell her I said, hey, we're going to go ahead and stop this. And you guys have a great night. And as always, no capes.